Welcome to another Bitcoin update. Okay, so I get a lot of comments on my videos over the last few months. Some say thank you, some say great analysis, some say great work, some say troll analysis, some say worst technical analysis ever. Blah 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 blah. Who cares, right? They're just waves. These waves happen all the time. Okay, this is Bitcoin. Doesn't make it any different than any other wave pattern on a chart. And I'm going to show you why right now. Okay, let's just go to the daily chart. You know that I believe this is a B wave, right? A wave B. Why is it a B wave? Okay, because we had our first wave one, right? Wave one ended here, right? Well, got stuff jumping everywhere. Bear with me. All right, that was wave one, right there. And then you got your A and your B, okay? Your A and your B. Now, surely you know how to, your alphabet and how to get to E. You got A, B, C, D, E, right? Hopefully you know it. Come on, please. Now, let me just switch over to the Euro AUD chart. Why am I switching over to this chart? Because it's got a similar pattern. Now, relax yourself. It's coming. Chill yourself. All right, so in the Euro AUD, we also have what is a wave one and an AB pattern, right? Now, if you're familiar with my analysis here, I will link these ideas down below, right? We are seeing the exact same thing going on. Exact same thing, okay? It's not a big deal. It is not a big deal, trust me. Once you get used to the waves properly, instead of just being a hodl freak or just somebody who's just overly bullish for no reason in particular, apart from, greed and what you hear other people say, this is a B wave, okay? Now, what happens at the top of B waves? Now, I'm going to explain to you by showing you, right? That's the best way. So if we go to the daily chart for a moment and we move over to this area here, you can see a familiar pattern, except this time you can see what happens after that, right? Okay. Now, I could go a bit lower on degree, but doesn't matter. Let's just look at it like this from the daily perspective, right? So here you can see that there's the first move is a weird wave one, just like, well, what do you know, Bitcoin, right? You got like a one in there, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just a weird one, right? Because there's a lot of confusion in the market. The pattern's complete. There's more sellers than buyers at this point, but there's also a lot of confusion, which is like what happens at tops, right? Like Bitcoin. And then you've got a 3, 3, 5, 3, 5 pattern, right? Now, can you see where my analysis comes from? It's not just because of this chart. Actually, I discovered this chart ages ago, but I never really paid attention to this. I just wanted to sort of draw comparisons of what happens at top of B wave, so I looked for it. And you can see it's the same thing, right? There probably would have came a point in this market where somebody was also thinking, it's just going to correct. No worries, it's just going to correct and it's going to go higher. Maybe even at this point, right? They go, oh yeah, great, correction's complete here, and then bang, go up, and then it just started to do this chop, 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 before eventually resolving to the downside. Now, as you know, what happened with this particular market, it went for a C wave, right? It was quite a drop. It actually went down below, right? It went down below the beginning of the B wave, right? Very common. And then now what we're seeing is an E wave. I've got an ideas on this. I'll link them below, as I said. All right, this is very common, this pattern. All right, I've actually gotten people into this trade short, and it's just the way the waves work. Okay. So let's go back to Bitcoin, back to the hourly. And what are we seeing here? Okay, so we've seen our first weird wave one, A, B. Now this one in particular might be wrong. This might be a C. We haven't seen D yet, right? This could be a C. I'm not claiming to be a genius, a king of waves. I'm not claiming that. I'm just saying I just follow patterns. Isn't that what you're meant to do, right? That's what Arias wave is. Arias wave is the set of patterns at all degrees, and it basically explains you how it works. And just once you see the pattern in front of you for the bull and the bear, it becomes clear, and then you start to do your homework. That's the most important part. When you look at a chart, how you look at a chart. What are you looking at on the chart? Right? How are you looking at the chart? What are the waves telling you apart from, you know, that it's going up or down? I mean, when you get to these corrective points in time, and I have said this in previous Bitcoin ideas, I said this is going to go sideways, right? And the reason I said it's going to go sideways is because it's doing this thing, what it's doing now, right? It's at the point in time where it's trying to resolve, it's trying to correct, it's trying to balance the bulls and the bears, and then eventually it'll resolve to the downside because it's the end of B wave. If it wasn't the end of B wave and it was something else, then I would say it was something else, right? I would say, okay, now we're trading wave 3 up, and we're just in wave 2 of wave 3 up. We're just waiting for the correction to end and we're going to go long, right? That's what I would do. That's what I will do in the future when we get there. We're not there yet, right? Obviously. So at some point, we're going to see the D, right? Now, I do believe the D will come down to break the wave 4 low, the magenta line here, the dotted line. And also it'll get away from that green line, which it seems to be in love with at the moment. That's the 2-4 trend line. And it's just going to keep dancing around that until it basically makes a move down to, to do that. Right? It may not even do that. Right? It may really psych people out because if it breaks down, actually, it wouldn't even do that. People are just so bullish these days. They wouldn't even care if it came down to hit this line. They'd still try to bloody go long. And then what would happen? It'll do that chop thing again, and then it'll go down, right? It'll do this, back up here. People, yes, it's long. It'll do this for a while and this, and then boom, back all the way down. Like I showed you before, I don't make this stuff up, right? I literally gave you an example. So it's not like you can say this is troll analysis. It's just BS. You need to get over yourself and stop being such a nutcase with the comments. All right. It's happened before. It's going to happen again. When the time comes to go long, believe me, I'm going to be there doing it. That's the whole reason why I track the waves, to make money, right? Obviously. So hopefully you found this video interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.